want to show you what's happening right now. Live pictures coming in from both Ottawa and Washington, where the current time is 1:20 Eastern. Prime Minister Mark Carney will be traveling from Ottawa to Washington tomorrow, Friday, for a publicity event tied to the upcoming World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, which, of course, Canada, the United States, and Mexico will be hosting next summer. But today, CTV News has learned that Mark Carney will also have some meetings while he is in Washington, including with both Donald Trump and the leader of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, although those meetings will be happening separately with each of those leaders. Of course, all of this coming as Canada is trying to negotiate a new trade deal with the United States and trying to get Donald Trump to lift some of those tariffs against our steel, aluminum, car and softwood lumber industries. Let's bring in CTV's Jeremie Charron with more on what we know, what we don't know here. Jeremie, how long this meeting will be, whether this will just be a meet and greet, whether there'll be any movement when it comes to the trade war.
Yeah, Todd, look, that's the big question. I guess tomorrow sports fans and political fans alike will be, watching closely in Washington as we learn the FIFA draw. But we also, get a meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Mark Carney. We don't know exactly how long this meeting will be, exactly what is going to be discussed, but this will be an official meeting separate from the FIFA event. It will happen at the Kennedy Center, we're told, but this will be a brief but official meeting between Prime Minister Mark Carney and President Donald Trump. As you've touched on, the Prime Minister will also meet with Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum. The three leaders all having their own separate meetings. It won't be a trilateral meeting that'll happen all at once. But the big question is what comes of this, right? Talks have been paused, deliberately paused for months now between Canada and the U.S. As a result of a decision U.S. President Donald Trump made in light of an anti-tariff ad put out by the Ontario government featuring Ronald Reagan. Donald Trump didn't like that ad, and he ended negotiations as a result. And since then, there have been no official discussions between the two sides on a tariff deal. So Canada has been, keen to get back to the table and has said since the get-go that they would be ready to resume negotiations as soon as the U.S. administration would be willing to do so. And so it would appear the two sides will meet tomorrow. Whether or not that results in, resumption of negotiations, that's not clear at this point. But it's, I think, a good sign that the two sides are going to meet. And I think many are hoping it could be the beginning of talks happening more frequently once again.
We watch and we wait, right?
Yeah, exactly, Todd.
All right. CTV's Jeremie Charron in Ottawa. Thanks for this.
Anytime.